Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla all reported earnings today. So let's break it all down. Let's start with Microsoft, as they probably had the most impactful earnings. Microsoft beat very slightly on the top and bottom line, but the stock fell 4% after hours. Now, there's a couple explanations to this. The most obvious reason, their cloud revenue was a miss. But also, on their earnings call, they were questioning the need for mega capex spend after the whole DeepSeek situation, since maybe they don't need to spend as much money on NVIDIA chips. This sent NVIDIA slightly lower after hours. NVIDIA was also down 4% today. More on that later. Let's move on to Meta now. Meta also reported a beat on the top and bottom line. Meta stock was very volatile in the after hours, but ended up going green. Honestly, Meta had a great quarter. None of their numbers really shocked me. I think it definitely could have gone up more if not for the DeepSeek concerns. Finally, moving on to Tesla, which had a double miss. Yikes. But of course, Tesla shares were up 4%. Why wouldn't they be? Elon managed to sound super optimistic during the earnings call because the numbers, yeah, they're not so great. The question with Tesla is always, do you view it as a car company or do you believe in Elon's future for Tesla? That's up for you to decide. There were some other earnings reports today, which I'll cover later in an earnings recap. But the other big event we had today was the Fed meeting, which I talked about in further detail in this video, but basically it went really well and Jay Powell didn't sound hawkish at all. With all that being said, the indices were slightly red today. The S&P closing down 0.4%, the Nasdaq dipping 0.5%, and the Dow losing 1/3%. This sell-off was mostly led by NVIDIA, which was down another 4% today after Monday's catastrophic $600 billion market cap loss. I gotta be honest here, NVIDIA's future is looking a little uncertain after all the DeepSeek stuff, and we all know how the market treats uncertainty. But NVIDIA definitely isn't going anywhere. Guess we'll have to see what the earnings call about a month from now brings us. That's gonna do it for today. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of Stock Market Recap, and I'll see you tomorrow.